So along the way to Himalaya, there is another spring. I'm going to head towards Himalaya. Coming down and it goes. Can be observed here. Although the weather is gloomy, the journey from Dovan to Himalaya begins. Dovan to Himalaya. The jungle will not leave you along the way. I think that is the Himalaya. Now finally, after staying here at Dovan, I am going to head towards Himalaya and then hopefully make it to Devrali today. The weather didn't improve last night as well. It is worsened. The mountains can be seen in the backdrop. It's not that visibly clear, but hopefully we will be able to get more glimpse upwards. Now again, the journey from Dovan to Himalaya begins, and heading this way, the way of jungle. Hopefully I'll be reaching there after 1.5 hours. Let's see. So along the way from Dovan towards Himalaya, there is a beautiful spring coming down and it goes. So along the way to Himalaya, there is another spring falling down. You can see it's coming from all the way up there and from the mountains to the horizon, I guess. The way from Dovan to Himalaya, the jungle will not leave you along the way. Birds are chirping, you can hear the sounds of birds, and it's raining. The weather is still gloomy. I hope the weather changes, but it looks like it will remain few days like this. Beautiful landscape of the hilly region and the mountains can be observed here. Although the weather is gloomy, you can still see the mountains in the backdrop and the springs falling down. This is the landscape when you arrive from Dovan to Himalaya. Again, heading towards Himalaya right now. Probably I'll be reaching there after an hour or so. The way from Dovan to Himalaya, there is a huge jungle here, and I'm walking on that trail which is left from decades and decades ago, centuries and centuries ago, I'm sure. So up here you can see a beautiful temple from the way to Dawan to Himalaya, from Dawan to Himalaya, and these springs, amazing springs along the way. Oh, amazing springs along the way. Oh, as if from all the mountain the spring is flowing downwards. Amazing. So this temple can be observed here. The spring coming from all the mountains and flowing down the way. So according to locals, this place and temple is called Posevara. The belief is that there was a Dhami, very famous Dhami, and he died in this place, and the temple was built in his name. So these long steep trails will not leave you from Dawan to Himalaya. So this kind of trails they can find in this region. So here I am, I think that is the Himalaya now. The river is pretty big, I think due to the rain from 2 days. So we are about to go in the lap of the mountains. It is quite windy as well, and hopefully the weather will subside and we'll get to see more. Even though the weather is very gloomy, the landscape looks surreal up here. The mountains, the springs. The hope is still alive that the weather will be cleared up. Let's see how it goes. So finally at Himalaya now. Still raining heavily. You can see the lodges out here, right in the lap of the mountains. The weather seems still, it's not improving yet. Hopefully it will improve and we get to experience more. But now as it seems that long way up. So finally at Himalayan Lodge here. The weather is pretty bad right now. The weather has worsened and I'm still at Himalaya. So I think in this weather there is no point to head north because there is no visibility at all. So just walking for almost 2 hours from Doban to Himalaya, I called it off that day because the weather was so bad and it worsened at that point in time. I couldn't head upwards, and also there were many there were many foreigners who were returning back from that point in time. So I decided not to go upwards on that day and stayed at Himalaya uh, to rethink about whether to head upwards or go downwards. So it was that indecisive moment at that point in time due to the bad weather, springs flooded with water, and the difficulty had increased significantly. So decided to stay at Himalaya on that day.